Hey all, welcome to NASA's Romance with Chemistry. Keep aside the heart, let's romance with the mind. And in today's topic, I'm gonna do fertilizers. This segment is specially designed for BU students currently pursuing BCU students of third semester, and it belongs to Organic Chemistry Unit 3, and it is of 8 hours, and it's very important topic because it comes in the exam for 8 marks. 4 marks plus 2 plus 2, that is 1 4-mark question and 2 marks question. Do not attempt to leave this or skip this. Study this, and 8 marks is in your pocket. And anybody who's interested to understand fertilizers can also watch this. Hope you will love it. Let's get started. Starting on with the introduction. What are fertilizers? Fertilizers are composed of organic as well inorganic matter that enhance soil fertility. For any product to be formed or any food to be prepared, you need soil which is fertile, right? So this soil and the fertilizers enhance its nutrient status. The fertilizers enhance the nutrient status by enhancing the soil fertility, and also they activate the organisms. It's not only microorganisms, they also activate organisms like earthworms and all. So they activate organisms, soil organisms. Why you need to enhance the fertility, why you need to have soil organisms? Because there is a very great demand for food in agriculture industry. Okay, to have a very good food, a quality product, a quality food, and a proper crop yield, you need to have fertilizers. To sum up everything, fertilizers are composed of organic as well inorganic matter that enhance soil fertility by enhancing its nutrient status. They also activate soil organisms, and they increase crop yield to meet demand of food in agriculture. Further in the introduction, there are like 18 elements which are essential for the plant growth. These 18 elements can be, of course, carbon, hydrogen and oxygen. They are majorly present. Then you have macronutrients. Under macronutrients, you have primary macronutrients and you have secondary macronutrients. The primary macronutrients are majorly NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium. The secondary macronutrients are magnesium, calcium and sulfur. The macronutrients that are essential for plant growth should be supplied in 0.2 to 5% only, not more than this. Because more than this, they are not going to help. They are toxic. Further, they also have micronutrients. These micronutrients, if you see, the second period of the periodic table has boron, the third period has chlorine, the fourth period has manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper and zinc, and the fifth period of the periodic table consists of molybdenum. So these are micronutrients: boron, chlorine, manganese, iron, cobalt, nickel, copper, zinc and molybdenum. These are the micronutrients, and you have to provide them in 0.1 to 100 μg per gram. That's more than sufficient. Okay, so I think you have understood what are fertilizers and what are the elements that are essential for the plant growth. That completes the introduction. Moving on to the actual topic, that is, how are fertilizers classified? Give an example for each. This is a 4 marks question. This comes in the exam. Please note, how are fertilizers classified? Give an example for each, 4 marks. So under the classification of fertilizers, you can see we have 2 major classifications: organic manure and chemical fertilizers. Of course, fertilizers are made up of organic compounds. So under that, urea, urea is a very important fertilizer, and it is a major organic manure which is being used by the farmers. We will come to the urea. We will study urea in detail in our next segment. In today's segment, we are just going to deal with organic manure with respect to organic waste. Okay, so organic waste is nothing but that which we get naturally. Urea is actually prepared artificially. So under organic manure, you have natural organic waste and you have the chemical urea. So under organic waste, you have four types: farmyard fertilizers, compost, green manure, and vermicompost. What is farmyard fertilizers? We all know that there are farm animals, right? There are farm animals. These farm animals, they have, you know, they provide the manure where there will be decomposed mixture of their excreta, that is their cow dung, and urine of farm animals like cow, horse, goat, sheep. Not only that, along with that, the leftover of hay and fodder, whatever they eat, they left over that. So along with the excreta what they give the farm animals, you also have this food, that is hulkaddi. Okay, whatever they eat and the leftover of what they eat, those are nothing but farmyard fertilizers. The excreta of the animals and whatever the leftover of their food is farmyard fertilizers. Farmyard fertilizers is very important fertilizer of amongst the organic waste, because it has all the three macronutrients in it. Please note, it has all the three primary macronutrients, that is nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. All the three are present in farmyard fertilizers. So cow dung is major organic waste that is required. Next, we will come to compost. Before that, we'll go with green manure. What is green manure? There is a practice of growing and plowing of green crops into soil. These green crops can be leguminous plants and non-leguminous plants. Why should you grow leguminous plants and non-leguminous plants in the soil? Because these plants, they are green crops. They increase the soil fertility, and they are super rich in organic matter and nitrogen. What happens when soil fertility is increased? There will be crop productivity, there will be soil aeration, there will be proper drainage condition. For this, there are practices of growing a green manure. Suppose you find a land, that land is like not suitable for cultivation. It is barren. So what you have to do is, in that barren land also you can make it as a cultivation land. How you can make it? You will have to first grow these green crops, and these green crops will make the land fertile. This is called as green manure. This practice is called as green manure. Moving on to compost. I told you animal dung, excreta, and all are farmyard fertilizers. If it is dry waste, okay, the farms will have the leaves that have fallen down, or the farm weeds which are there, the straw, the sugarcane refuse, the even in your kitchen waste, whatever you have, rotting of vegetables, the kitchen waste, the ground nuts and rice husk, what you have, all these you can make compost from there. Okay, the dry waste. So these are used for compost, and compost is very, very important organic manure. Now, what is vermicompost? If this compost is mixed with soil, and if the compost is prepared with the help of earthworms, if the compost is just prepared without the intervention of any organism, then it is simple compost. But if you are actually introducing earthworms in that, then, or microorganisms in that, then it is called as vermicompost. Okay, so vermicompost is a type of soil made by earthworms and microorganisms. So we have dealt under fertilizers classification. We have organic manure, we have chemical fertilizers. Under organic manure, you have urea. Under urea we are going to learn in next segment. In this segment, the organic waste. Under organic waste, you have farmyard compost, green manure, vermicompost. Farmyard waste is nothing but the leftover of the food of animals and the excreta and the dung. And green manure is making the barren land into fertile land by growing green crops like leguminous plants and non-leguminous plants. Compost is the kitchen waste, dry waste, leaves, rice husk and all that. And vermicompost is a type of soil made by earthworms and microorganisms. If this is clear, we'll move to the next part, that is chemical fertilizers. Under chemical fertilizers, you have single nutrient fertilizers and you have multi-nutrient fertilizers. This is a turning point of the topic. Here there should not be any confusion. If you understand chemical fertilizers very well, then the entire topic will become very easy. So under chemical fertilizers, you have single nutrient fertilizers and you have mixed nutrient fertilizers. That is, if you have, or suppose you take the macronutrients. What are macronutrients? Nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. If a fertilizer has only nitrogen, it is single nutrient. But if it has a combination and permutation of all the three, that is, it has NP, it has NK, it has PK, then that is combination of nitrogen with phosphorus, combination of nitrogen with potassium, then it is mixed nutrient. So under single nutrient, of course, you have nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. Apart from that, you have urea. Urea is also a single nutrient fertilizer. It is chemical fertilizer. Please understand, it is not excreted by any animal. Okay, so it is a single nutrient chemical fertilizer. So you can see the molecular formula of urea, NH2, C double bond O, NH2. This clearly says that urea is a single nutrient because only nitrogen is present. Then you have something called as SSP and TSP. SSP is nothing but single superphosphate and TSP is triple superphosphate. In both, phosphate content is present. Only phosphate is there. In single superphosphate, it is 9% phosphate. Apart from phosphate, it has sulfur. Okay, but sulfur doesn't come under as a nutrient here. We take only phosphorus. Okay, because phosphorus is a macronutrient. Okay, sulfur we have not considered. That is not essential for the plant. So it is a single nutrient. In TSP, it is triple, only phosphate is there. But you can see the ratio, the percentage. In SSP, the percentage of phosphor is 9% and in TSP it is 21%. That's why it is called as single superphosphate and triple superphosphate, but both have only one nutrient, that is the phosphorus. Okay. Sulfur is an element, but sulfur is not needed for the plant. It is not the essential macro or micronutrient. That's why it's very important to know what is essential macro and micronutrients that are required for plant growth. Okay. Then when you come to mixed nutrients, under mixed nutrients, you have two types. One is multi-nutrient and the other one is binary nutrient. I told you the permutation and combination of, nitrogen with phosphorus, two nutrients. Nitrogen with potassium, two nutrients. Potassium with phosphorus, two nutrients. And there is something called as MAP, DAP, DSP. Okay. MAP is monoammonium phosphate. If you see the molecular formula, you have NH4H2PO4. That is, nitrogen is there, phosphate is there. So two nutrients. It comes under the binary. Then in diammonium phosphate also you have ammonia and you have phosphate. That is, you have nitrogen and you have phosphorus. So it is binary nutrient. So two nutrients are there, then it is binary nutrients. If you have all the three, I have forgot to mention here, in multi-nutrient, if you have all the three, that is NPK, then it is known as multi-nutrient or mixed fertilizer, which we will be dealing later. So this is with regards to the classification of fertilizers. Under chemical fertilizers, we have single nutrient, mixed nutrient. Under single nutrient, all NPK, urea, SSP and TSP. Under mixed nutrient, you have multi-nutrient, that is NPK, all the three, and binary, that is NP, NK, PK, monoammonium phosphate, diammonium phosphate and double superphosphate. It is double superphosphate. DSP, I think I forgot to mention. It is double superphosphate. Okay, so if you are happy and you have understood what is fertilizers, what are the elements that are required for the plant growth, and what is the classification of fertilizers, we will start going to the farm and plant a tree and enjoy plantation. Because more than 14 minutes my mobile is not going to support, I'm going to plant the tree along with you in the next segment.